I'll get there when I become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's always the case, or like?
No. I honestly do. It might sound as crazy as it may sound, but I honestly don't think that it has to be a particular number. Like, I think a lot of people think, okay, I'll be good if I have $1 million in the bank account. Okay, well, how much money you have in the bank account right now? And let's start with a little itty bitty number. Let's see what that does for you.
So here's the real mystery. How do regular folks like you and me, who have families and real lives, who have careers and regular 9-to-5s, really fare in the personal finance game? Why are some hugely successful while others fail miserably time and time again? Those are the glaring questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. This is EmpowerYou Financial with Eva Palacios.
All right, and welcome to another episode of EmpowerYou Financial with Eva Palacios. My name is Charles McGill. I'm your host. So excited to be talking to you guys today. But before we get started, got to make sure the credit boss, aka credit coach, is in the building. Ms. Eva Palacios, you in the house?
Yes. What's up?
Hey, so you're back from a little vacation, or is that what it was? Or
like a business trip.
Okay, there you go. That's right. They're all business trips. That's right.
All of them are business trips.
Absolutely, 100%. So how was it?
It was good. It definitely, the trip in itself was amazing. Got to network with some amazing people, some top income earners, being in a different environment with people who just think bigger, dream bigger, and do bigger. It raises the lid. So I'm grateful for that. I just hate having to come back and feel like, where did I leave off? Or I've got a lot of work to catch up on. Mm-hmm. And it's like literally, it's a struggle. It's a struggle because I'm like working like a mad woman right now, trying to like get things back on track. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little tough right now.
Yeah. And I saw some pictures of the event. Was that like somebody's house, or a portion of it was?
Yes.
A pretty nice house.
Yes. Day 2 was basically just a celebration. It was with the number one income earner in the company. It was at his house, and yes, land galore. Like, I couldn't see a neighbor. Like, there was no neighbors. Wow. Land galore. House was beautiful. I told my husband, I'm like, we need a house that looks like that. It was literally something that you would find in a magazine. Wow. Like, it was just so elegant. It was beautiful. But the best part, and this is what I said, I'm like, oh yeah, we got to get to this level. A lot of land, basketball court, like a full-size basketball court. But that's where the outdoor barbecue / party / reception took place. So it was an outdoor tent, lighting, DJ, catered food. Like, it was amazing. And I'm like, dual purpose. We can have the basketball court for the kids, and then we want to party, we just have it back here.
We just use it. That's how we used to use the gym, at the high school.
Yeah.
It was also the same place we'd hold all the dances and different things.
Exactly. But this is like on your own property. So guess what? Like, you don't never have to rent a hall. You don't have to worry about crazy neighbors complaining that the music's too loud. Yeah. I'm like, genius.
Cool. Yeah, we get our rallies there too. Okay, so multi-purpose outside basketball court. That's awesome. Cool. So the only thing I think about sometimes when I see those houses that are that big, I'm always like, man, what's it like to go to the grocery store? Because there's no neighbors and you want a quick bite, there is no quick bites. Like, you gonna have to, like, how far was, I don't know.
What was so crazy is, I could only assume, like, they're like, oh, we're going to go to such and such house. And I was all like, oh, we're going to go in the cut somewhere. Crazy as it may sound, he was probably about 10 minutes away from the grocery store. Like, it wasn't that crazy. Okay. I'm just trying to think of like, okay, how did this development get here? Like, was the land and the house here first and then they built the grocery store? Because it was just so close. it wasn't, like I would just think, okay, somebody of that caliber, income level would want to be like super far away from civilization. No, like 10 minutes away from neighborhoods and grocery stores. Like it was really cool.
Okay, cool.
Gated. You had to get like a special code. So there was so many, there were 3 charter bus full of people at this event. And we all fit. I mean, not all at the same time fit in the house, but we all fit like on the property. The 3 charter buses were parked on the property. Like there was lakes, there was fountains, it was beautiful. I was like, this is quality of life right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of life.
Yeah.
Maybe in excess. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think about that. I'm like, I don't know. Like so my goals, when I think about like having a big old house, personally, me and my wife, we don't think about that kind of like land and stuff. I guess it's just kind of how we raised, or we just don't really want that. Like we think about like, having a really nice house like in Harlem, like a brownstone in Harlem, which is
very nice. What are you talking about? Like those suckers are very expensive.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's very expensive. They're like millions and millions of dollars. But the thing is, in terms of our lifestyle, we would literally be, we'd be able to walk around and go to the grocery store, or walk around and go to a really nice restaurant. Like me and my wife, we love doing that. We were able to, our whole dating time, we were just walking to different places, up and down.
I'm glad this is recorded, because in like a couple of years, we're going to play this back and you're not going to be where you say you're at.
You mean in terms of wanting that?
Yeah. I just think, I don't know. I just think as things change in our lives, as kids grow up, as, things just change, that we want different things. Like, I used to think that way too, always be in the city. Look where we're at. We're in the suburbs. Like we are not near San Francisco.
Yeah.
And then now that we have what we have, now guess what? Yeah, I want to build like my own design architect built house in the boonies with no neighbors. That's what I want now versus where I was a few years ago wanting to be in the city.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think see, that's an interesting point. I think that's actually what we wanted to talk about today, in terms of, because a lot of people, as we aspire to, level up our personal finance, personal credit, we're after certain goals, right? And a lot of people, sometimes their goals center around, buying a home, living in a different neighborhood, or maybe getting some type of investments, or just more money, leveraging their credit for different things. But typically the reason why is because we're looking to, get some things to make us either feel better, be more comfortable, or help our families, or help whatever. And so it's funny how that is like the reality of usually us trying to level up.
Yeah.
But oftentimes when you hear from different coaches or different gurus, if you will, or people in the space of, trying to level up your credit or whatever, it's often about like getting rich, and becoming a millionaire, right? Or a billionaire or whatever, right? Whatever the latest phase
multi-billionaire.
That's right. Get money, a whole bunch of money. But see, what I've learned is as I've gotten older, that it's not so much about how much money I have, it's more about my quality of life, right? It's about my ability to, be comfortable where I am and not necessarily worry about money, right? In terms of what I want to do. And what I realize is that there's a lot of people who want to do different things, right? Not everybody wants a Lamborghini. Not saying there's nothing wrong with having a Lamborghini.
I don't care about no Lambo.
But but some people don't care about them. Some people do. I'm not knocking it if you do. But one thing that I would like to talk about is sometimes we get caught up in what is like considered to be successful or considered to be wealthy or rich or whatever. Yeah. And we're missing the most important part of that, which is quality of life. So, just asking you, so what does quality of life kind of like mean to you when it comes to this whole thing around, becoming, better off financially?
Oh man. Quality of life to me, no stress. No stress. Like not even have to worry about, having enough income coming in to take care of what you got going on right now. And just not having to worry about, okay, do I have enough money to pay the bills? Do I have enough money to go on vacation? Do I have enough money to buy this? Do I have enough money to do this? It's, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whomever you want at any time, because you've created a lifestyle that has that bank account number to your level.
So do you think there needs to be a certain amount? Like, I think some people, people say, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I'll get there when I become a millionaire. Yeah. Do you think that that's always the case, or like?
No. I honestly do. It might sound as crazy as it may sound, but I honestly don't think that it has to be a particular number. Like, I think a lot of people think, okay, I'll be good if I have $1 million in the bank account. Okay, well, how much money you have in the bank account right now? And let's start with a little itty bitty number. Let's see what that does for you. I start with, well, how much money does it take for me to survive right now? Like, what are all of my monthly expenses right now? And if I were never to do anything ever again, and that's the only dollar amount I make today, will I be comfortable with that? For me, yeah, because I don't care about those crazy, fancy, shiny objects. Yeah, they're cute, but I don't know. I guess I just have a different mindset where I'm like, if it's not making me money, then I'm not going to spend money. Like, that car is going to be in the garage for more time than I'm going to actually be driving it. So why do I care about a fancy car? I mean, I've said it before. If I were to do over and buy my little Infiniti, I would have bought something else. It was cool at the moment, but now that I have it, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't do that again. I would actually take my money and do this, something that's going to make me money in return. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that it's a specific dollar amount. I just think it's, where do you want to be right now? And are you okay with that?
So I'm gonna push back a little bit, because I gotta talk for the people. Because here's the thing, one thing, and this is from someone who obviously, I'm not on the other side of it. I'm still struggling and doing what I got to do to get on the other side financially. But one thing I often hear people say, who got money, who got means, that certain things that they have gotten don't matter. And it sounds difficult. I'll speak for myself. It sounds difficult from someone who doesn't have what that is or can't get it. Yeah. For someone to say, and especially like if I don't have it, I can't get it, and I aspire to have it one day. Yep. And then the person who got it says it don't matter. Right? It don't matter. It makes it feel like my dream is not really worth having. I don't know that that's the message. So, I mean, just, I guess what I'm trying to understand is why do, if it doesn't matter, why do so many people who got money get nice stuff? Right? I'm just being real, right?
We need to find those people and let's interview them.
I'm just saying, if the Lambo don't matter and the Rolls Royce don't matter, then why do they have them?
I don't know. I think it's just, I honestly think it's just to be flashy on social media.
Okay, well, that's still something, though. See, that's the thing. Like,
maybe it makes them feel good.
There's still value in that, right? There's still value in feeling good, right? Yeah. And if you have them the means to do it. So, okay, for example, like, all right, let's be practical about it. We think we talked about this before. Buying a private jet, right?
Yes,
that's super expensive.
Yeah.
Last I checked, 20 million plus.
I know.
Right? Why we need a private jet?
Are you sure they're that much?
I think so. I can Google it. I think I'm in the ballpark. I don't know. Listen, I'm not shopping for one right now, so I wouldn't know. Right? But I thought I heard Grant Cardone say something about 20 something million. I don't know. I could be wrong. Don't write in, guys, telling me that I'm terribly off. Probably I don't know. But let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, it's 20 mil. Yeah. Why do they get that? Why do they need that?
Well, for that, I think it's a little bit different. For that, I will definitely vote quality of life. We talked about this. I mean, I don't know if we talked about it out loud, but I mean, let's think about it. you have a private jet. You can get on that jet whenever you want, with whomever you want, and go wherever you want to go. Whereas if you needed to fly somewhere and you don't have it, guess what you're doing? You're waiting in line. You're paying for a ticket. You're dealing with a bunch of people. You're dealing with delays. You're dealing with all kinds of crazinesses. Whereas if you had your own jet, you can literally get up and go whenever you want. Quality of life. Are some people willing to pay for that? I would. Absolutely. Especially because I love to travel. And it's so funny that you say that because yes, we just got back from a 4-day, training / business trip in Dallas. And I'm just thinking to myself, as I'm sitting waiting for the plane, as I'm sitting waiting for people to board, as I'm sitting when people are going crazy, wondering why they got to sit next to people and blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, man, if I had my own jet, like I would not be dealing with any of this crazy chaos, not to mention delays. I'm just thinking to myself, how many hours did I spend from door to door and dealing with the connecting flight and the anxiety of going through all the security, like all of that? Heck yeah, I would spend money and throw down on a private jet any day. Because quality of life for me, I would be able to just have no anxiety and peace of mind knowing that I can just get up on a plane, go wherever the heck I want and get off and I'm there.
Yeah, well, and I could imagine, especially when you're someone like, a Grant Cardone, who's like all famous and everything too.
Right?
So not only
everybody's going to be stopping you at the airport.
Yeah, the normal pressures. Then you got everybody looking at you. And there's all, yeah. So and see, that's the conversation I want to have because sometimes we look at it and we say, okay, that's 20 mil. Once again, for the sake of
nonsense.
That's nonsense. That's ridiculous. Yeah. It's excessive. You shouldn't do that. You're wasting your money. You could just fly coach and you save a lot of money, but it's like,
or whatever.
Yeah. It's like it could be less. However, these are the other things you'd have to deal with as well. Yes. And, I know that I've heard some of people who are, that have those kind of means say things like, yeah, I could spend 8 hours traveling from door to door or take this private jet and it'd be 2 hours and I have 6 more hours with my family than I did before.
Exactly. Like,
I can go watch the basketball game that I normally miss if I would have, taken the other commercial route. So, so let's get out of the sky though. Cause that's 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 big
that's timing. Not easily attainable for everybody.
That's big timing. So let's make it more practical. Let's make it more practical to like everyday regular folk.
Hey, quick break here. Sorry to interrupt the podcast. We'll get you right back to it. We just want to spend a few seconds to talk about the EmpowerYou financial group on Facebook. This is Eva's private Facebook group where she gives free tips, tricks, and strategies to improve your financial situation. Join the over 1,000 plus member community and see the success stories of people just like you who want to live life on their own terms. Come laugh with us, tell your story, and share your victories. Just search EmpowerYou Financial in Facebook and join our free private group. Oh, and be sure to invite a friend.
For me, like I think about quality of life, some things, like for example, I think, for us, for the period that we had HelloFresh, which we've kind of gone back and forth with it. But I remember there was a time where, because we kind of got used to the meals, I got to be honest, like we kind of got used to the meals. We got to switch it up. Me and my wife kept forgetting to like pick the meals. So they'd auto pick and then they'd be some that we were like, this is okay. But they have really great meals though. I can't front. They have some really good stuff.
Yeah. We got stuck last week with a box. Which we didn't pick, but they were some really good meals.
Yeah, but sometimes when you don't pick it, it's like literally stuff we would never have picked at all. And so
it's the bottom of the barrel. Nobody's picked this week. We're gonna send it to Charles.
We're like, oh man, this is not good. And it wasn't good. We just didn't want to eat it. Like this wasn't appealing. But anyway, but when we were doing that, so you think about it, you say HelloFresh, okay, it's costing this much per month, this per week. It's not, this is an additional expense. It's not worth it. However, when we did it, what we realized was the money we were spending on the HelloFresh compared to what we would spend on groceries around the same time, we actually were spending less on the HelloFresh in comparison, and we had more direction about what we wanted to eat, and it was healthier. But the thing is funny about it is when you first initially look at it, it looked like a bad investment. It looked like, like, oh, we try to be a little, sedity with our Hello Fresh, that's what it looked like initially. But to experience it, you're like, actually,
you're like, oh, you too good to go to the grocery store now.
Yeah, you're too fancy. Like we get the food delivered, custom meals every night. No, but but actually it made sense, when you start to really think about it. It's like, oh wow, that makes sense. And I think about other, areas of our life where, we may have decided to spend money on something because we were looking for the better experience, not because we were trying to be fancy or not. And so, I wonder from you though, like what kind of situations or things have you done kind of in that space of like, this is better quality of life for me, rather than, it just being a flex, that.
Yeah. I will have to agree with the whole HelloFresh thing. For us, for me, I do feel it's a little bit more expensive because I can be very frugal when it comes to going to the grocery store and buying things on sale and, shopping at certain stores to keep the grocery budget down. So for us, HelloFresh is more on the pricier side. But what I've learned is it gives directions. There's no, how many times have you bought groceries? You open up your fridge and you're like, there ain't nothing to eat.
Nothing to eat.
And it's a full fridge and pantry.
Two fridges full and a pantry. It ain't nothing.
Right. Because the thought process in putting together a meal with no directions is frustrating. So then what happens? If you're like me, you're like, there's nothing to eat, so I'm just going to eat whatever. Now you're eating poorly. Bad nutritional, you hangry, you're making bad choices. Where if you have something like HelloFresh or some type of service like that, it takes all of the meal planning away. You open your bag, everything's in it, you pull out the instructions, boom, you cook it, it's ready in 20 to 30 minutes. And for me, that's my quality of life. For me, it saves me time. It saves me anxiety of having to plan, figure out what am I putting together. And lastly, I already know the nutritional content of that thing versus if I just put something together, guess what? I got to figure out how many calories I'm eating, whether or not I even care if it's bad nutrition or not. So for me, I would rather spend more money to have peace of mind and direction and know that every single meal I cook, no matter how bad I put it together, it's still going to taste good.
Yeah. Well, see, our alternative, instead of also like just, eating whatever is around, we also just end up going out to eat.
See, then it's like, let's just go eat something.
$60 or more, depending on the size of your family.
Yeah. So that's where you really got to weigh out, how much money are you truly spending? And then not counting the time to get the kids together, the gas going there. What if there's a long line? Can you even eat in the restaurant? Do you got to take it and eat outside? Now you're cold. Like there's all kinds of crazinesses right now.
Yeah.
So for me, I've learned to spend money wisely, but also invest in the right areas to where I feel really good about the transaction that I'm about to make.
So I'm gonna poke at you a little bit. So tell me about the what's it, the turf lawn? Talk to me a little bit.
Yes.
Because I don't know.
Thank you for reminding me about this stuff.
So you guys know is that when you go to Eva's house, she's got, really nice front yard and a really nice backyard. And the front yard and the backyard always look exactly like how it looks. It never changes. No. And there's a reason for that.
Well, my Japanese maples are bigger now.
Well, Eva, share with us, why does the lawn and the grass seem to stay exactly where it is the entire time?
Yeah, because we invested in going turf, artificial grass. And same thing, like before we bought this house, I told my husband, I don't want a big yard. I would love land, but I don't want to maintain it. So I told him, I said, who's cutting his grass? I mean, yeah, we got 3 boys, but like we'd have to cut this grass every single week, maintain it, buy the fertilizer, water it, buy whatever stuff to make sure the weeds don't grow through the grass, cut it every single week, gas, all of that. And so one of the reasons why we didn't do our backyard for 2 years is because we were trying to figure out, okay, what are we really going to do? And how can we be as cost effective as possible, but at the same time, make a really good investment? So yeah, we put turf in the front. So our house looks nice and green 24/7.
No matter if it's 110 outside or
right,
rain forever.
Nope. So yeah, we spent more money upgrading to that level because in the long run, it's saving us time. It's saving us money. Water bill isn't as crazy expensive. If we're not, let's say, for example, I don't know, we take off on vacation for 2 weeks. Who's going to cut the grass? We got to hire somebody. We got to get a landscaper to take care of that stuff. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to make the investment and let's just go artificial, have it look beautiful 24/7, pay it once and have it like that for forever.
Yeah. And talk about the backyard too, and how whenever you want to go and do your Facebook stories or IG via the backyard, maybe looking at you at a hotel or something.
I know everybody's like, where are you on vacation? I'm like, that's my backyard.
But why does that matter? Because once again, it could sound, to a lot of people, that could sound like a flex. That could be like, oh, so Eva just gonna flex on us real quick with the with the pool that lights up and all that, and the jacuzzi and the waterfall and all that. Like that's just a flex.
That's my happy place. My happy place, for those who don't know, is water. I'm a water sign and I love the water. And, when COVID hit last year, I'm like, we're stuck. We can't travel. Normally we'd be, in Miami, we'd be in the Bahamas, we'd be near water. And COVID hit and we couldn't be near water. And I'm like, well, then we got to bring the resort to our backyard. Like, this is what we're going to have to do. And yeah, I mean, definitely it was an investment. And at the end of the day, we love our yard. Like, we love our yard. Like, just to see it nice, just to see it, be in it, hear the waterfalls out of the swimming pool thingy, be in the jacuzzi, when you're stressed, when you've had a hard day at work, when you've had a good workout, be in the jacuzzi, relax, people come over, everybody's happy. Like, that is my zen. My zen is to be outdoors, peace of mind, no stress. So heck yeah, I'm going to throw down in MTV Cribs, the backyard. Because for me, that's my quality of life.
Yeah.
I'm going to see that thing every day while I'm here. Let's enjoy it. And we're not done. Like, we still got stuff to do. Like, it's nice, but we still got a whole bunch of stuff to do. But yeah, that's my happy place.
Well, yeah. So what I'm hearing, I've heard a couple themes here. So each time it sounds like you've made one of these decisions, it's about saving time and saving money. And, oftentimes people, we'll put those two right next to each other, right? Time versus money. When we work a job, we trade our time for money.
Yep.
We are often trying to somehow get back time. And usually in order to get back time, we have to spend money. So there's always this balance and trade-off here of time and money. Yeah. And so for me, when I think about quality of life, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, so quality of life, it's about not only getting, possibly getting more money, but it's not just about getting some arbitrary amount. It's about getting the amount that makes sense, that allows you to have the time and the peace and it relieves stress. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's a means to an end. And what that actually means is different for everybody.
Yeah.
Right. And so what I would love for you to do is, kind of as we kind of wrap up on this one, what I'd love for you to do is kind of speak to people about, what quality of life really should mean for them. because I know you talk to a lot of people every day about their financial goals. They're always telling you and coming to you and saying, hey, Eva, I want to do this, I want to do that. I want to do all these different things, and I need my, credit to be this way. I need my money to be this way.
Yep.
And, so everyone has their different goals. You give them different game plans, but just talk to the people a little bit about, if you could, just to kind of like ease their mind about this whole idea that they have to get rich in order to, really live the life they want to live.
Yeah.
So, once again, just tell them about quality of life and why it means so much when we talk about like EmpowerYou and everything you're doing.
Absolutely. Time is the most expensive commodity. And there's one thing common in every single person is they don't have enough time. I mean, you've heard it over and over. I wish I had time to do this. I wish I did this with my time. At the end of the day, you got to realize where are your hours being spent and how they're being spent. At the end of the day, we only have one life. We are here and we don't know when that's going to come to an end. But while we're here, we need to be making memories with our family. We need to be thinking of how to put us in the best financial position so that we can make those memories with our kids, with our spouses, traveling the world, doing things that you've always desired to do. But as long as you remain still, you remain stuck, you remain not trying to change your situation, you're not going to be able to get that time back. 7 years ago, I was exposed to personal development, hanging with the people that have the things that you want to have so that you can figure out how did they get there so that you can figure out how to get there as well. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to be a millionaire. I mean, sure, if it happens, great, but I don't need to be a millionaire to live an amazing lifestyle. I just need X amount of dollars per month to pay for these bills. And if I can travel the world, spend time with my kids, showing them love, showing them that mom and dad are there, no matter what the situation is, to support them, to encourage them, to empower them, to have the same things or more than what we've ever had. That's quality of life, guys. That's what our goal is for EmpowerYou, is to show people how to live differently, how to live life on your own terms, not getting stuck at a job, getting a paycheck, and not taking the vacation, cashing out your vacation or PTO hours because you can't afford to take a vacation. You need that mental break. You need your Zen. You need your quality of life in order to continue to grow and in order to continue to love on your family. So, yeah, guys, it's time. Let's go. Get on the free webinars that we be hosting, book your consultation, and let's help you improve your financial situation.
Yeah, I think about it too. Just one last thing. I think about like, if you mentioned this before at the beginning of the podcast, if your monthly bills are, let's say $5,000 a month, let's say that's how much it costs for you to live, to eat, to everything you need to do. Like you spend $5,000 a month, you guys are good.
Yep.
If all of a sudden at some point you started making $10,000 a month, how much would that mean for your family, right?
Yeah.
If you're at a comfortable place at $5,000, you guys are living comfortable, everything's good, you start making 10, I mean, that sounds like to me you're rich.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You
like
got 5 more per month than you had before. Let's make that money make more money.
Yeah, you doubled what you currently have, and you already have a solid life.
Yeah.
So, and once again, I want to put this in perspective. This is not saying that folks out there don't deserve to have the very best. Yeah. I'm not saying that you don't deserve to have whatever your heart desires. The Birkin, I don't even know how to say it.
The Birkin. I didn't even know that existed. I thought like Louis was the best, but no, apparently not.
No, there's levels, right? So all of those different ones, the cars, if that's what you want, hey,
if that's your happy place,
go for it, go get it. But I also want to just kind of let people know and ease their mind a little bit. Like, hey, if you just really love the brand new Camry and you think it is like an awesome car and it does really good for you, and you love your house that you're in and you have your Zen and all that, and you just want a little extra money so you can go on vacation and once again, not have stress, then that's what it is. But your number may not be $1 million. Your number may be, something else. And find that number and, and be happy about it, because I feel like, to me, if you could ever get there, whatever that is, because it's always different for everybody, you won the game. You won the game. Like, you're winning as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. And that's super important. It's crazy that you brought that up, because just today I was having a conversation with one of my lions, and she was like, I feel like this process is taking really long. Like, is this normal? And I'm like, look, anything great, there's going to be a process. Anything amazing, any amount of money that you're trying to make, it's going to take certain processes, and you got to go through these milestones in order to get to the finish line. And she was like, I just feel like I need to be someplace else in my life. Like, I feel like I'm having a midlife crisis right now. And I'm like, girlfriend, you got money in the bank, 0 debt, beautiful family. It's coming. Right now, let's just stick with the game plan and get through step 1, 2, and 3 until we get to the finish line. She's in a good position, but she feels like she's not, and she's got money in the bank and no debt. Everybody's situation is different, but what's always important is making sure that every day that goes by, that you're either a better person or you're in a better position than what you were from the previous day. That's success.
Yeah. Awesome. So we could talk more about this, but we got to wrap it up. So thank you guys for listening. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Empower You Financial with Eva Palacios. One of the things that Eva enjoys most about being in personal finance is seeing people win. So if you are looking to improve your credit score because you are ready to make a major purchase, get better rates, or start living life on your own terms, visit Eva at evaempowers.com and schedule a consultation with her so you too can live life empowered.